When I say social media, how do you feel? Well, being a Beachbody coach has a component to social media. Or should I say, social media is wrapped up in being a Beachbody coach. However, me saying that, also, I need you to think back to day number 1 and think about the different levels of coaching and think about your goals. Now, if you are going to be somebody who's going to think about being a discount coach or somebody who's going to be a hobby coach, the level of social media that you will need to implement or use will be much different than if you're a business builder. Now, when I first started as a coach, my knowledge and my comfort level with social media was bad. I had about, I don't know, maybe 200 friends on Facebook, and I didn't have the Twitter, I didn't have the Instagram or Pinterest or Google, and so all of that was very foreign to me, and it felt very overwhelming. So I take a lot of time and care to make sure that when I have new coaches starting up, that they don't get overwhelmed by all of the stuff that's coming at them. I also make sure that when you're taking a look at learning about how different things in social media work, that you have some tools kind of as an arsenal so that you can beef up your understanding about social media and then pick one or two to kind of really target and meet and build some relationships with some people. You will also learn a little bit about the difference between a warm market and a cold market. Now, for me, I have a lot of coaches and a lot of challengers who are friends or colleagues or friends of friends or parents of mine. I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I've been a teacher for a really long time. So I have a wide range of organic people that I know. I say organic because they know me as a person and they know what I'm about and that I, teach with integrity. So when I'm building relationships with those people on a more personal level or on a more fitness-based thought level, there's already a level of trust so that they're like, okay, well, yeah, she's not trying to scam me. She's not trying to sell me. She's trying to support me and help me. Now, the difference from that warm market to the cold market is that there are ways or strategies and resources for us as coaches to reach out to people that we don't know. Now, you will spend a lot more time building relationships with those people that you don't know, because building an online business, people, if you send them a message and you say, hey, what's up? If they think that you have some kind of underground or some kind of a hidden message or something you're trying to, secretly trick them or, whatever, then they're going to totally shut you out. When I'm teaching and talking to my coaches, I'm talking to them about building and fostering those relationships. So as I'm working with people, I'm trying to learn more about them, where they live, what they like to do, their family, without sending those kind of creepy messages like, tell me more about your family. Well, there's a time and a place for all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of training that helps to support people to build and foster those relationships without seeming kind of creepy. Now, I had to read a lot of books. So when I did my PD on learning about social media, as I was doing, like if you remember going back to those 3 vital behaviors, so being a product of the product, so working out and drinking your Shakeology, but then that personal development is number 2. So books like this and Go for the No, and this was a good one too, Girl Boss, and Entre Leadership with the Dave Ramsey. So those are just some of the books that over the past 2 years that I have really dug into and thought about, okay, so how can I read this book and take a little bit of nugget of it and then like just kind of be out there as, you know, exposing myself for who I am, but then not sounding fake or phony or salesy. Because if you watched video number 2, you know, we don't want people to be salesy. We don't want that, because if people put a whole bunch of salesy stuff on their Facebook page, people will just totally shut it out. And what I like to say to people is that I am an online fitness coach, and Beachbody is the vehicle that I use. So I'm not selling Beachbody. Beachbody sells itself. Trust me. It's like $1 billion company. If somebody says, do you know anything about P90X? 9 times out of 10, they're going to know that particular program, or Insanity, or T25, or 21 Day Fix Now. So those products and Shakeology, those things, those names, they're already out there. People know what they are. Not as many people know about Shakeology as the workout programs, but so those programs are marketed and advertised. So that part you don't really have to do. What you have to do is share your story, share your journey with where you're at with those things. And that's what goes on social media. But people also need to see you as a real person. So when I post, I try to do, sometimes I do funny posts, sometimes I do, you know, posts about school or riding my motorcycle, or playing hockey, or my dogs, or my daughter, or, you know, some funny thing between my husband and I or something. So I want people to see me as a normal, authentic person that is just trying to live their life, but also I have availability of these wonderful resources and programs and products. So so that's really important to think about. And going back to, again, like I said, the vital behaviors, those are absolutely first and foremost the most important thing that you can do. Now, I have a friend who is a coach, and she's actually my my business partner, my success partner. And so once a week we talk about, this is how, you know, the business is going for me. These are some strategies that I'm using, and we just kind of brainstorm. The really cool thing is that with this company, with you being your CEO, your own CEO of your own company, first, a really cool thing is that you can write off all of your fitness clothes and your shoes and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. But the other thing is that you have this framework, this skeletal structure that Beachbody says, if you want to be successful, you're going to do these particular things. But there's nobody there to tell you that you have to do it any certain way, which I like that. Now, when I'm in the classroom, I've been teaching for 21 years, and I have, you know, different standards, different things I need to teach, but I don't have somebody saying to me, you have to do this day 1, this day 2, this day 3, this day 4. So I have the ability to use my expertise, to use my preferences, to use the dynamics of the group that I'm teaching to say, okay, this particular thing would be appropriate here and then here. And so I can sit down and I can shuffle the cards any way that works for me, but within that framework. So that's the really cool thing about being able to take a look at social media and taking a look at the differences between your warm market and your cold market. There's all kinds of resources, there's all kinds of training that will help you get through all that kind of stuff and kind of sift through all those cards. But there's nobody there telling you exactly how to do it. So, like I said at the very beginning, when I was looking at social media, I was freaked out. But it's like I say this sometimes to people, that when you're trying to bite or eat an elephant, you're going to get there by taking one bite at a time, right? So that's the whole thing about how awesome this company is that if you're willing, if you're ready, if you're able, and you are wanting to be a business builder or even want to dabble in that whole hobby business part, there's resources, there's support, and there's me. So I would put you through a 30-day boot camp where I would give you videos. I'd send you links, different things to read and do, and just kind of come back with maybe one or two takeaways so that it's a manageable thing. Yesterday's video, we talked a little bit more. I talked a little bit about the time management, because you want to be able to tell your time where to go, not wonder where it went. Same thing with your nutrition. Becoming a coach, for me, helped me get to that point where, a bunch of people were asking me questions about what should I eat, when should I eat, all these different things. So I had to have all my ducks in a row. I can't tell everybody else to eat healthy, and then I'm sitting there eating a bag of Doritos. Like, ugh. Ugh. Now, I'm not perfect, but I can't give that model of saying, go ahead and do this, and then I'm doing something else. So the accountability is another huge step for being a coach. And there was one other thing, but I can't seem to remember what I was going to say because I got off into a tangent. But, telling your time where to go, telling your nutrition where to go, but also the other cool, exciting thing to just kind of throw out there, because it's kind of like the icing on the cake, is to tell your finances where to go. It's not difficult to start to generate an income that could be $100, $200 a week. So if you think about, let's just say ballpark, let's just lowball it to $50 a week. If you think about that in terms of a monthly income, you're generating an extra $200 with. Okay, so with the Beachbody business. So if you had, let's say, if you were to work with and support maybe one or two people, that would generate enough income for you to then make that particular benchmark. So sometimes what people will do is they'll say, you know what, I want to try to support and help this, like a certain number of people. And then we say, okay, so we back it up and we say, if that's what you want to do, then let's talk about what it's going to take. How many people do you need to reach out to? And how do you need to support them in that manner? So anyway, social media was the topic for today. And so hopefully that gives you another little piece. We have 2 more days after this. Tomorrow, our video is going to be about earning money. So we're going to talk about different things that can help you earn commission and kind of give you a little bit more insight on the business side. And then I have one final video for you. So have a great afternoon, have a great night, whatever time you're reading, have a great morning. And I'll talk to you guys later.